Tory Lanez stabbed in prison. And then now Kelsey, the frenemy of Megan Thee Stallion, who was alleged to have been sleeping with Tory, might be the shooter. There have been new updates in the Megan Thee Stallion's 2020 shooting case. Not only has Tory Lanez, who was convicted in the case, been attacked while serving his prison sentence, but Megan's former bestie, Kelsey Harris, is back in the hot seat. This is the hottie. After her bodyguard came forward with a new statement. Now, before we even get into the update, let's just find out what happened to good old Tory. A few days ago, news broke that Tory Lanez was stabbed in prison and airlifted to a hospital. Now, they're saying that he was stabbed like 14 times. He didn't die, but let's give him a round of applause. He didn't die. Oh yeah. It would be too much this week if Tory Lanez was stabbed and killed in prison. God. Okay.
Yeah, it was 14 times.
All right. Well, the following day, an updated statement was posted to his Instagram. Take a look. Tory was stabbed 14 times, including 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torso, 2 to the back of his head, and 1 to the left side of his face. Both of his lungs collapsed, and he was placed on a breathing apparatus. He is now breathing on his own. Despite being in pain, he is talking normally, in good spirits, and deeply thankful to God that he is pulling through. He also wants to thank everyone for their continued prayers and support. A few days later, it was revealed that Tory Lanez was reportedly stabbed by a fellow inmate named Santino Casio. He is currently serving a life sentence for murder. Let me show you a picture of the suspect. This is the guy that they say stabbed him. Well, Casio, who's been in prison since February 2004, was put in restricted housing pending an investigation into Tory's stabbing, which WAC 100 believes was race and gang motivated. Now, Tory Lanez is currently serving 10 years for allegedly shooting fellow rapper Megan Thee Stallion. Now, Megan once said they were never together. At least she told Gayle King that. Then later in a documentary admitted that they were involved. The rumor on the street, and I'm the street, was that these three were all at Kylie Jenner's house. Lots and lots of alcohol. They were super drunk. Tory, who was allegedly sleeping with Kelsey and also allegedly sleeping with Meg, ended up hitting on Kylie Jenner. Kylie put them all out the house in the car. They on the way driving with the bodyguard. Fight breaks out. All of a sudden, pow, pow, and she is shot. Well, from day one, Tory's been saying that he didn't do it. From day 2, everybody says she did it. And every day, Megan said Tory did it. But Megan was so drunk, she probably don't know who did it. The internet was divided. Megan never came on our show because she thought we sided with Tory or whatever. Or maybe she had too much to drink and forgot the address. Either way, she never showed up. Okay? Now, Megan was shot in her feet back in July of 2020. Now, in December 2022, Tory got convicted of all 3 charges related to the crime: assault with a semi-automatic firearm, carrying a loaded and unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. Now, during the trial, Tory's defense team tried to prove his innocence by alleging that Kelsey was guilty as the shooter. However, that claim fell through. Now, especially important to note is that Tory never took the stand, and Kelsey pleaded the 5th and was granted immunity. 2.5 years after Tory's conviction, Kelsey's bodyguard now has come forward alleging that she fired the gun that shot Megan Thee Stallion. And this is what the lawyer had to say about that statement.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Ms. Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm, gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson, even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense?
So now with this new information and Kelsey, taking her little deal, what happens now? Free Tory or not?
I've been saying free Tory. I've been saying some things weird about Kelsey, and everyone thought I was crazy. So what? Respect to the law.
Free him or what?
Free him.
I mean, I think, of course, he's gonna have to have a day in court to be freed. But
And he's been saying.
How does he have a day to be? No,
If
he
there's new
no
evidence that
no.
comes up.
That means they either need to appeal with the new evidence,
Yeah.
or the governor has to give him immunity. At this point, Governor Newsom is ruining California. He should just let him out, right?
I don't know.
Okay, well, listen, there's a whole other situation going on now where Tory's team is alleging that the rapper was stabbed shortly after a news outlet contacted Megan Thee Stallion's team about their new information. Take a look.
We've been made aware that a member of the media, Mr. Gianno Caldwell, was working on an op-ed for the New York Post regarding Mr. Peterson's innocence. During his work on that op-ed, he became aware of some information in Unite the People's possession regarding a statement that was given to Unite the People by someone with information relevant to that case. The New York Post recently reached out to the prior district attorney, George Gascon, Megan Pete and her representatives, and Kelsey Harris and her representatives. The only party that responded last week was Megan Pete's representatives with a request for more information. A few days later, Mr. Peterson's brutally attacked in his jail cell.
I don't know. It's getting really spicy. So are they now saying that Megan probably put a hit on him? Is that what they're saying?
The fact that that guy's serving life in prison, I'm like, I don't know how this works, jail stuff, but I'm intrigued.
Intrigued by what point, Marina? What's
Like-
intriguing? Wait. What is intriguing about prison?
Like how messages are delivered. What are you promised? If you're serving life in prison,
No,
then what
oodles
have I
and
got?
noodles. They will kill you for noodles.
You know, I just started Prison Break, that show, so I'm really interested now in prison stuff.
Okay.
It's
well,
really
listen,
old.
Chris Brown has now surfaced, and he immediately reacted to the updates and said this on a story. Free Tory. Tory has also started a petition seeking signatures from a pardon from Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. He hopes that Newsom corrects the deep injustice. Take a look at the petition. You can go right over there and sign it. Mm-hmm.
If he didn't do it, he should be freed and he should be compensated for the time he did have to spend in jail. But I think they do have to prove what actually happened in the circumstance.
If Tory Lanez is found to be not guilty, and she said she saw him shoot her, and it's revealed that she shot her and he didn't do it, she needs to go to prison.
I don't
Real
think
bad.
it would work that way.
1,000%. Are you crazy?
I'm saying I don't know if it would work.
Rob,
that way.
you know what's so crazy? You have selective amnesia.
I don't.
You don't never know anything. You don't never recall anything. You can never think of anything. You sound like Marina giving me the Instagram to the dancer.
No,
I'm
he
saying
was here. Oh, you never gave me
Hold
the.
on.
I'm
We're not even
saying-
talking about that. The point is that you never remember. Let me be very clear. Let me just give you a straight question to see if you, with all your little
God.
black historical college education, can think through this. Okay.
Sure.
She said that he shot her. She saw him shoot. She saw him shoot her.
Correct.
The lawyer's now saying that the bodyguard who was in the car, who was sober, who was guarding the bodies, saw her shoot her.
Mm-hmm.
If it's proven that the bodyguard is true, that the corroborating witness, which will be Tory, says yes, and then she's found to have been involved or lied, and he's freed. The question is simple. Should she go to prison?
You changed the conversation. Yes,
nah,
you did.
you
Yes, you did.
listen.
No, I'm saying I was going to say before you cut me off.
Liar.
I was going to say, in order for her to go to jail for this, it would have to be proven that she conspired to lie and set Tory up.
But even if she didn't conspire, why would you say
Hold
Tory
on.
shot me?
Again, I like when people cut me off. I don't let me finish my thought.
Don't
saying,
try to be a victim because you want to fix
not
it
being a
now
victim.
because
We
you
can
were
read the
you a man ago. I don't know. I don't have enough information.
Correct. I was saying, should she go to jail because she said she didn't, because she thought this person did it? No, you have to prove that you have to prove that she intended to lie. What I'm saying is, if she was just confused in the moment, no, she shouldn't go to jail. But
confused
if
in the
even
moment?
if she was confused, because to still
in a
accuse
moment?
someone.
This is the thing. I've never been shot or shot at. You
I have.
Correct. You have. So
and when I found out who did, you know what I said? He did it.
Correct.
And the people that did it were convicted. Now that'd be like me coming back and saying, I really lied. They did it.
Correct. But what I'm saying is there an instance where I believe I could be drunk and a gun comes out and I get shot and I didn't exactly see who did it, but I believe this person did it? Yes. So I'm saying it would have to be proven that she intended to lie and set Tory up. Then if that's the case, she should absolutely go to jail. But if she just didn't know who did it and she thought he was the person who did it and everybody around her saying he did it, then no, she shouldn't go to jail. She just didn't know what happened.
Everybody around her wasn't around her. It was only them four.
You're talking about perjury.
Hold on.
Correct.
Hold on. And guess what?
Correct.
Tory DM'd me some time ago. I never like to put receipts out, but let me go ahead and just pull it out.
Man, free him.
I'm going to tell you exactly what Tory said to me. Hold on. Tory Lanez. Let me go back to the pre-stabbing dates. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Tory Lanez. Okay. In a text message between Tory and I said, yo. He said, what's good? I said, how you surviving that bullshit? Wish we could have sat down before you left. Because you know me and him hung out with Madonna when they were messing around. Don't believe me? Take a look at this photo. I said, do you have a number? He said, what's yours? Let me move on to the text messages now. Then we started to text message each other. I said, how are you? How you been? He said, incredible, in very high spirits and preparing to physically come home this year. I said, when? I need to come in there and get an interview, LOL. He said, I can't say exact days, but I know I'll be home this year. I said, how long you been gone? I'm so confused by your case. He said, actually, I have a crazy plan when I get back that I think you should know and be a part of because I'm only going to do one interview. And he said he's been gone 2.5 years. I said, I want to be a part of that plan. He said, it's honestly a bunch of suppressed evidence that was kept away from me during trial. I said, Wack told me that, but didn't say what. He said, like through trial, they keep saying it was inconclusive on the gun DNA, but I always knew I never touched the gun. So I asked my lawyer to retest it. And sure enough, I was 102% excluded completely from everything, just like I said. I said, well, why didn't you just say who did it? Fuck doing time for something you ain't do. He said, I took the rap for Kelsey, never wanted her to go to jail, and I never wanted Megan to get hurt or anything. So in me stopping her from getting shot, I got the raw deal. Crazy how life works. And to think they made me the poster boy for the unprotection of black women, when in all honesty, I protected 2 black women, one from getting shot and one from going to jail. Never said nothing in 8 to 10 years for them to live. It's a crazy, crazy place we live in. I said, but why you ain't just say that? Nigga, when I got shot, I told. And he said, I lost my mother at 11 years old. I couldn't sleep with myself. I was the reason for taking a mother away from her kid. I just couldn't do it. Tory Lanez.
He's better than me.
And again, I truly believe if Tory Lanez is innocent, he should be freed and he should be compensated for time that he was wrongly convicted. But I also believe the person who pulled the trigger, that person should go to jail. And if Meg conspired to set him up and lie on him, of course she should do time. But I'm just saying, in an instance like this, and
I don't like this long-winded explanation.
No, 'cause
but the word conspired is so problematic because even if she didn't know, then she doesn't know. She can't say.
That's what I'm saying. So in an instance like this, we should all agree, if I'm in a situation that I did not know what happened, I shouldn't go to jail for that. Because I wouldn't want that for you. But I'm saying if the person did lie intentionally and set the other person up, she should go to jail.
Megan, you might be going to jail, girl. based on what he's saying, look, Tory may be many things. I've been to Tory's house once. I've partied with Tory once. He's not my friend. We don't chit chat like that. But if he took 10 years on the chin to protect 2 black women for what he's alleging, and then ended up getting stabbed 14 times as a result, get him up out of there if he didn't do it. But what I'm saying is, Kelsey, if you did it, you need to go to jail. And Megan, if you lied on that man, I will be the first one to be there and say you need to go to jail. Now, look, if this is all just one drunk night where nobody remembers anything and somebody ended up getting shot, then say that. But she said in the documentary, he did it.
Yep.
There's also clips of her online saying,
Yep.
he shot at me from this one. I mean, her story's been changing up. Just say I was drunk and I don't remember who did it.
That's what I'm saying. Because
If
to
that's
tell
what
Gail
happened-
she never even had sexual relations and then she did, like, it's a lot of switch up here.
It's slippery. It's Diddy juice slippery.
Jizz on a nipple slippery.
All right, that's it. I'm done.